Aaron Ramsdale, I'm going to give him. And I said I know exactly what I'm going to give the players, but man, Ramsdale made a good save. I think was it from Eze? He made a couple of good saves. I think from Eze and someone else. I've forgotten the other one. But second half, I don't think they created that many chances. At that time, Ramsdale came out and just like threw himself to the ball, and Mitchell almost scored. He does have that in his game sometimes, but he kept a clean sheet and he didn't really make like obvious mistakes or anything like that. So I'm going to give Aaron Ramsdale a 7 for today. Obviously, right now he's in a lot of pressure. Like we now have another goalkeeper on the bench to take a position. But for today, I'm sure he's happy that clean sheet and a couple of good saves in the first half. But apart from that, I don't even think he had a lot to do really. So 7 out of 10 for Aaron Ramsdale. Defensively, by the way, these days we're going to be talking about Partey as a defender. But let's start with William Saliba. What a performance. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. That tackle in the first half was just so dirty, like that in terms of dirty good, like very, very good. Very, very good tackle from him. If he went wrong, it could have been a straight red card and we'd have been down to 10 men like in the first half, and that would have been crazy. Thank you very much, Ike, for the super chat. She says, I'm buzzing. We managed 3 points with 10 men. Thank you for the live stream. Much appreciate. Thank you very much for that. And thank you for supporting the channel. Yes, I'm buzzing as well with the 3 points. That's what you need. If you're going to get 3 points in a tough place like this, it doesn't matter whether it's 5 or 1-0. You come away from then. You run away with that 3 points. But again, as I've said, if we go and play the same against Fulham, and some of you saying if Havertz doesn't play well or all that, and you end up winning 1-0 or 0-0, then in that game we can talk about not scoring goals. But I don't think Arsenal's problem is scoring goals. I don't really think so. Actually, like last week it was defensive, and then now this week it's attacking. Like Arsenal fans change their opinions very quickly. But Saliba 8 out of 10 today, very, very solid. Ben White, I'm going to give him a 7. He was playing at centre back. He's back to his old position of centre back. He was running a bit on the right side. In the first half, there's a pass he gave to Saka, like chipped pass, absolutely incredible. Like his connection with Saka, I absolutely love. So as well as keeping a clean sheet too. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Ben White for me is like 100% a starter. Like for me, I'd never say Ben White on the bench. Whether we're going to play him at right back, centre back, central midfield, Ben White is so cool and so composed with everything. He can play centre back, right back. Doesn't really make that many mistakes. When everyone was making mistakes last season, Ben White was the only one who didn't really give away a goal. So I do love him a lot. So 7 out of 10 for Ben White. Tomiyasu. It's tough because I don't think the second one was a red card. Yes, you're giving the opportunity to the referee to give you a red card, but I don't think it's a red card. For the first yellow card, yes, we are wasting time. It took too long to take a throw in. But it was not only him. Like the ball was on other people's hands before that, and then he was given the ball, and then he was trying to look for someone to throw the ball to, and he ended up getting a red card. In terms of the performance, I don't think he was bad. He was good. The likes of Ezek, sometimes he was moving from the 10 to the right side, and he was kind of marking them off out of the game. But if you pick up the red card as well, and the game becomes tougher for us, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I'm not going to give him a 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10. When he was on the pitch for the 60 minutes, I think he was defending well. And then I think he was unlucky to get the red card, but we have to take that in consideration. It made the game harder for us. So I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Who else played in defense? Thomas Partey. He almost gave away the penalty. He needs to be careful. That's the one problem I have with playing at right back, because if there's a quick winger, he's going to throw his legs. I just prefer him in midfield. But with that said, there's a couple of passes Partey was picking up from right back and midfield. You can see his quality. That is why we actually rejected offers from Saudi Arabia, because I'm starting to imagine if we actually sold Partey and Gabriel, like things would absolutely change. We might survive for a couple of weeks or months, but like you have to have Partey and Gabriel in that team, whether it's coming from the bench or starting whichever. Like you have to have both of them on the pitch. Like Partey now, all of a sudden he can play like 3 positions for us, and Gabriel is coming on and doing great. So Partey for today, we don't like him at right back, yes, but he almost gave away a penalty. But apart from that, I think he was okay. So 7 out of 10 for Thomas Partey. Next up, what a player, man! Oh my, this guy, man, this guy. What a player! Now we are starting to see the 100 million. We are starting to see it. The first half, he was unplayable. The tackles, the interceptions, he was creating chances as well. Like like basically he was playing as a defensive midfield and attacking midfield and a number 8 as well. Like if you aren't here, like this was Rice in the first half. He was all over the pitch, left side, right side, middle. He was in the Odegaard draw. Like he was playing every single position in that first half. I absolutely love him, man. Declan Rice, absolutely incredible today. He's basically one of the reasons why we are able to win a game like that. I remember my Arsenal very well. You guys remember the Arsenal as well. If we had gotten that red card 10 years ago, when we had Javinho and a midfield of Wilshere, Ramsey, and Fabregas, there's no way we are going to win that game. Absolutely no way. But when you have a player like Rice, tall, physical, he's used to the Premier League, he's played a lot of London derbies before, he knows what this game is about. You could see him celebrating in the second half, what it meant after the game. You could see what it meant. So Declan Rice today, I think he was very good against Nottingham Forest, was unlucky not to score. But I think so far in an Arsenal shirt, I think he's also very good against Man City. But I think so far this is his best game in an Arsenal shirt. And if he keeps on playing like that, you're in a very good position. So Declan Rice, he also had a problem with his contacts. He even had a man of the match performance when the physio was trying to poke his eye. He didn't know how to put back his contacts, whatever he was doing. But 9 out of 10 for Declan Rice for today. Absolutely incredible performance. I love him, man. I absolutely love him. And he understands. He could tell from his interviews when he joined Arsenal, he could tell. He himself said the Arteta system is just crazy and the work you have to do, so he has to adapt immediately. So there's no time to like, okay, I'm going to wait 2 months or 3 months to adapt. No time, man. You have to hit the ground running. And I think he has 9 out of 10 for him today. Odegaard first half, a couple of times was like shoot the ball quicker, and you know how much I love Odegaard. But first half a bit quiet. I think it was also a bit of the Crystal Palace defense playing well. I think they kind of marked out Saka and Odegaard a bit from the game. And that pitch, the way it's just like very close and the fans are giving you, and it's so hard, man. They're defending the likes of Anderson, they're putting in tackles, Laman, all those guys. Second half, Odegaard kind of picked it up. He was winning possession. He was creating a couple of chances before he got the red card. And also, he took the penalty and scored. He scored our winning goal. We absolutely needed that, man. If he had missed that, he would have been talking about something else today. But yes, I actually do love his penalties. He's never really taken. And the other thing is, again, our formation and the system and everything, us fans can't even predict what Atlanta can do next. So you can imagine the opposition teams and managers cannot even predict what Atlanta is going to do. Also, in terms of penalties, everyone kind of expected Saka to take it, the goalkeeper himself. I think the goalkeeper had like a paper where he was like, he had written like where Saka takes his penalties. And the moment Odegaard grabbed the ball to take the penalty, like Johnston, the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, he was looking back on the bench at his goalkeeping coach. He was like, oh my goodness, I thought it was Saka who was taking the penalty. Unpredictability. So no one knows what Arsenal is going to do next, even in terms of penalties. But I actually have no problem with Odegaard taking, because the penalties that he's taken for Arsenal, 4 or 5 of them in penalty shootouts, he's never really taken one in a game he's never missed. I loved his penalty against Manchester City 2 weeks ago. I loved his penalty against was it MLS All-Stars? I loved his penalty against Monaco, yes. Like he's taken like 3 or 4 penalties recently, so I absolutely love it as well. And he scored the goal and a very good penalty, and that was the winning goal. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Not his best performance. Odegaard is like his best performance is 10 out of 10. Last season he was just incredible. He's putting up 9 out of 10 performances. And in terms of away games, I think Odegaard and Saliba were our best players last season away from home. I think Odegaard was probably our best player away from home last season. Away at Aston Villa, Brighton, I think Chelsea, I think there's another game where Bournemouth, Brentford didn't play. Bournemouth, Odegaard was incredible in a lot of away games last season, but he scored the winning goal, so you have to give him a 7 out of 10, but I'm not giving him high because that is not his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. So 7 out of 10. It's like I still don't like Arsenal's comments on this guy, though. I don't think he's disaster class. I'm going to give him, I don't think he was as good as the rest, but I'm going to give him, it's so hard to mark Havertz because I know some of you are just waiting like, okay, he's terrible, he's crap, all that. Let's try and look at Havertz's game. In the first half, I've said he was too quiet. First half, too quiet. He didn't make any mistakes or anything, but too quiet. Now, let's take the whole game into consideration. In the first 2 minutes, Havertz got the ball well and turned and created a chance for Martinelli. Martinelli should have shot. I was happy that piece of play. If we see more of that from Havertz, I'd be happy. The rest of the first half, I need him when Odegaard is marked out of the game. I need whoever is playing as the number 8, whether it's Havertz or Rice or Trossard, I need them to, you know what, give me the ball. Odegaard is being marked, Saka is being marked. Bring me the ball and we'll work with Martinelli on the left side. I need that kind of composure, kind of trust in yourself, belief in yourself, like get the ball and try to make things happen. Again, I don't think that's necessarily his game. I think he's been brought to come into the box and score an assist, not get the ball and run with it and dribble past players. I've seen him doing that for Leverkusen before. In the game, Nottingham Forest game, Havertz got the ball. He didn't get the ball a lot, but he was making tackles and interceptions. He was winning second balls. I love that about him. But yes, I do agree with some of you. 65 million, you have to like attack and score and assist. But you're only 2 games in. For today, second half, I think he was winning us a couple of fouls, but I think he was also lucky not to get a red card as well. And I think the yellow card, again, a bit unnecessary. I know you're trying to waste time, but a bit unnecessary. And again, you pulled someone back. The last 20 minutes, I think he was running a lot. So this is so tough. What did I give Tomiyasu? 5 out of 10. Kill me for it. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think it was a disaster. Some of you are making it look too quiet. Yes, I agree with that, but I don't think like, you know, some of you are making it look like Havertz is the worst player to play for Arsenal because of his days at Chelsea. That is what I don't like. Like some of you are starting seeing him in the starting lineup and saying, you know what, nah, he's terrible. If he's terrible, you are going to say it. I've just said right now, I was not happy with Odegaard in the first half. Havertz, I was not happy with him in the first half. You need to go for the ball and get the ball and make things happen. Second half, I think he ran a lot and won us a couple of fouls and created a chance in the first half. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. If he starts again next week, you have to like get to the end of a couple of chances. I need the Havertz I saw against Man City in the Community Shield. Against Man City in the Community Shield, he did very well. But I do understand as well, because Trossard has been playing very well, so people want Trossard to start. I don't know. I think Trossard could start in the weekend, but I think they are going to start both of them, Trossard and Havertz. Let's see if I'm going to be right with that. Let me know what you're going to rate Havertz and if you think I'm just talking crap. Havertz, 6 out of 10. Forward players, again, very difficult, man. Bukayo Saka, I don't think it was Saka's best game at all as well. I do think it's Mitchell who did well against him as well. It's not just Saka who played badly. I do think the defender played well against him. He did put in a couple of good crosses, yes, but a couple of shots, I was looking at them, I was like, no, Saka passed the ball, they don't need to shoot that. And then defensively, though, when we went down to 10 men, even last week against Nottingham Forest, Martinelli and Saka played very well defensively. So some people would ignore that. Some of you just watched the game and they're like, okay, Havertz did not score, Saka did not score, they were terrible. It's not just about that. Like everything else, you have to look at all the details, like the combination play. There's a couple of 1-2s from Saka and Odegaard that I loved. He was getting in behind as well from White passes and Rice passes as well. By the way, there's a pass that Rice gave to Saka in the first half, like he just pinged it like this. I forgot to mention it. Absolutely incredible. So Saka, a tough one. It was not his best attacking performance. I also didn't take the penalty, but what did SofaScore give him? Let me just check. SofaScore have given him 7 out of 10. I don't know. I think like it's like a 6.5. I think if I give him a 7, it's a bit too high, because I think Partey and White were better than Saka. So, no, we have to say it how it is. So I'm going to give Saka 6 out of 10 for today. Not his best performance. Let me know if I'm wrong, if you're going to give him a 7 out of 10. The last 30 minutes, I cannot lie to you. I was not watching individual players. I was just praying that the game ends, man. I was like just panicking all over the place. So 6 out of 10 for Bukayo Saka. Adding Nketiah before I come to Martinelli. I'm going to give Nketiah 7 out of 10. We are looking at the overall game. I know he missed a very good chance. You should not try to chip the goalkeeper from there, Eddie. You have to shoot it. You just have to shoot the ball and score. You cannot miss that. Even if you don't score, let the goalkeeper make the save, but you cannot be trying chipping the goalkeeper and all that. But apart from that, I think he did incredibly well. He created a couple of good chances for himself. He was standing the goalkeeper, the defenders. He hit the post and he won us the penalty as well. I think he made 3 or 4 very good runs and turns. So I'm giving him that extra point because he got us that penalty. And it was him. It was it Martinelli took the free kick, I think. it was basically Martinelli and Nketiah who created that opportunity for us with quick thinking. Because if they didn't do that, that would have been 0-0. Would have been in trouble. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And for the same reason, I'm thinking of giving Martinelli a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give him a 7 because that free kick was quick thinking from him. I think it was him. I hope I'm not wrong. I think it was Martinelli who gave Nketiah that quick free kick. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Although the 7s I've given Partey and White are like better 7s, like 7.5. So hopefully I'm not being too harsh on Saka. I'm going to rewatch the game, and if I made any mistake again, I'm going to come tomorrow in the live and talk about this game again. So recap again: Nketiah 7, Martinelli 7, Saka 6, Odegaard 7. I'm going to also give Rice 9. Rice was incredible, definitely the man of the match. Partey 7, Tomiyasu 5, Saliba 8, White 7, Ramsdale 7. There's a lot of subs, so you have to talk about them as well. So Gabriel came on. I think he was fantastic. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Those last 25 minutes, Gabriel was just incredible, making tackles and blocks and all that. So 7 out of 10 for Gabriel. For me, next time, I do agree with you in this point. So next week, let's just go to the usual. Let's just go back to Ben White, Zinchenko, Gabriel, and Saliba. Let's just play our usual back four and keep it the same. Midfield, whoever you want to start between Rice or Partey or both of them, however you want to start it. In a game like Fulham at home, I don't necessarily think we need Rice and Partey, both of them on the pitch. What I want to see next week, I want to see Partey being rested on the bench. Also, remember, we don't want Partey to play every single week. That's another reason we've brought Rice, and I think we can still beat Fulham without Partey on the pitch. Put Partey on the bench. If it doesn't work out, bring him on. Keep him for the Man United game after that. I would start Rice in midfield, Odegaard and Trossard, the three of them in midfield, and then up front, I'd start Martinelli, Saka, and whoever. Nketiah or Havertz, whoever, man. Nketiah would start probably because he's gotten a goal and an assist today, so I don't think he necessarily deserves to be dropped. So that would be my lineup. I would start Trossard, yes. Gabriel, 7 out of 10. Who else came on? Jorginho came on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I mean, I think it was the experience. The experience when you're down to 10 men, you need that experience from Jorginho. I think he did well. The long passes as well took away the pressure from us. So 6 out of 10 for him. I am so happy to have Zinchenko back, man. Because, you know, one of the reasons why Partey is playing as a right back is also because Zinchenko is not on the other side to play inverted. So yeah, Tomiyasu cannot really play it. So you're using Partey on the other side. So I think Zinchenko as well wasn't on for too long. So I'm just going to give him a 5 out of 10. Kiwi as well came on. I basically emptied the bench in terms of defenders. We just brought on every single defender I could find on the bench. But it worked. We won the game. So Kiwi as well, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Mikel Arteta, it's going to be tough. Let's look at everything. I was not happy with I was okay with Havertz starting the game. I have no problem with that. But I did not like him playing 90 minutes. I did not want Havertz to play 90 minutes, so that could be a mistake. Partey at right back, I don't like it, but I mean, it's not really cost us to this point. So I don't think you can, like, with heart out saying, okay, Arteta was doing it, Partey at right back. I mean, it hasn't cost us at all, but I don't want to see him at right back every single time. Nketiah starting, I don't have a problem with. I think he had a good game apart from missing that chance in the first half. He's basically one of the reasons why we've won that game, because of that penalty. We kept a clean sheet, tough place to go at Crystal Palace. Not the best performance or anything like that, but I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I know some of you in the comments are screaming about it, but remember, we still won the game and he kept the clean sheet, and we won the game with 10 men, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10.